Okay, I want to follow up to your response, Simon, on the targeting. If this targeting is systematic, the manner in which it's conducted suggests that there is no safe place. Because how do you expect the people to know who's living around them, what's happening in these buildings? Can this be justified?
So obviously targeted attacks on civilians could not be justified. But Israel does have the right to go after terrorists. I mean, that is just a fact under international humanitarian law, that every country has the right to defend itself against terrorists. But their strikes have to take into account civilian harm, and they need to take into account where civilians are. They need to take actions to mitigate civilian harm. They're required to do that under international humanitarian law in Lebanon, as they are anywhere else.
There's 1.5 million person in the streets now. They don't have a place to go, and the way it's conducted now, you may have more people in the streets, because how do you expect the people to know who's living in this building and what's happening? It's not only some places, I don't know. It's how do you expect that people can predict who is living beside them?
So there are horrific consequences of this conflict. It's why we ultimately want to get to a diplomatic resolution. This is a security situation that has plagued Lebanon for years, and you obviously know the long history well, which is Hezbollah has been a destabilizing force that has attacked not just Israel but has attacked Lebanese civilians and has put the entire region in this untenable situation where after October 7th they began launching attacks on Israel that forced tens of thousands of Israeli civilians to move. And then Israel responded, and they had this tit-for-tat escalation back and forth that forced tens of thousands of Lebanese to move. So we're absolutely cognizant of the people who have been forced to move over the past week or so. We're also cognizant of the tens of thousands of people on both sides of the border who have had to move over the past year. And so ultimately, we want to see a resolution of this conflict where Hezbollah doesn't have the ability to keep sending the region into this spiraling, deteriorating security situation.
You're confident that they are targeting only Hezbollah?
So that is what they have said. We will make our assessments, as we always do in these types of conflicts, as we look at them, as we look at individual strikes, and we go through the formal procedures that we have to undertake.
You said that the secretary is in contact with the Israeli, and you've been in contact with the Lebanese officials. According to many Lebanese officials, that there has no communication with them since the assassination of the Secretary General of Hezbollah. You specifically spoke about the role of the state, the army, and other factors. Can we now conclude that you are waiting to see what unfolds on the ground before making any decisions?
What do you mean, any decisions?
I mean, who you are in contact with?
We have been in contact with a number of Lebanese officials, not just at the State Department, but from across the government. I can't speak to individual conversations here, but that's not accurate to say that we've not been in contact with Lebanese officials. We have been.
In the last few days?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
One final question. When today, Kata'ib Hezbollah, after what the president responds to the question on the possibility on attacking the oil sites in Iran, Kata'ib Hezbollah put out a statement: if the energy war starts, the world will lose around 12 billion barrels of oil. And as Kata'ib Hezbollah said before, either everyone enjoys the oil or everyone is deprived. Does that concern you?
Again, I'm not going to speak to hypothetical scenarios. We are consulting with Israel about their response, and we're going to keep those consultations private. Saeed.